Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about our Christmas curriculum, and I'm just excited to share some of the things that we like to use with you because it's always great to just have different ideas and new ideas. So if you are new to my channel, I create this channel as a homeschooling resource to give you different curriculum ideas and organizational ideas and ways to invite Christ into your homeschool space. So if you're interested in those things, please hit that subscribe button and let's talk about this curriculum. So I just want to first start off by saying that some of this stuff I use basically every year, and some of this stuff I kind of alternate or just kind of see how the year is going, and that kind of depends and dictates what we use for that year. And so I'm in no way saying, oh, go do all these things and go get all these things and use all these things, because that would just be overwhelming. But I just know it's always nice for me to have different ideas to kind of pull from. And some of them I'm like, oh yeah, I really want to do that. And others I'm like, no, that wouldn't work for us. So that's kind of the idea I want to give with this video, is that you can come in and decide what works for you. Hopefully maybe a new idea will come up and you'll be like, oh, I've never tried that before. But if not, that's totally fine. And you don't have to go buy new things. You don't have to do anything different. You can just keep celebrating Christmas and the holidays the way that you want to. And I'm also on the floor again. I just thought I mentioned it one last time. I actually kind of enjoy sitting on the floor over here. So maybe you'll see more videos with me on the floor. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is how you can keep Christ in Christmas. It's so hard with all the presents and the commercialism and just all the festivities. It's really hard to remember to focus on Christ this time of year, and being a really strong Christian, that's very important to me, is to make sure my kids understand the real meaning for Christmas. Yes, they can still be excited about presents and things like that, but at the end of the day, I want them to remember that Christmas is about Christ, and as they get older, hopefully, and gain a deeper meaning of self and of the world, that Christ being in Christmas will stand out to them more than the presents that they got. So I wanted to show a couple advent calendars that are Christ-centered that I really like. One of them I made, and I have videos of both of these from last year. So I'll make sure that they're either linked up here or down below so that you can check them out, because I'm not going to go into great detail in this video because that would take way too long. So the first one looks like this. And sorry, the glare is kind of yucky right now. The sun is like deciding if it wants to come in or not, but hopefully we won't blind anyone. So this one I made several years ago when my kids were super teeny and I didn't have all four of them yet. And I did not have a whole bunch of like technology to use. I didn't have a Cricut or anything like that. I just had to make do with what I could find. But it says, "'Tis the season for Christ." And then this is just a piece of scrapbook paper I had put on this board that I found at Michael's. And then it has little nails in it. It's hard to see those. And then what we do is take out one of these every day. And some of them have a specific order and some of them don't. Again, I will link the video so you can see more specifics. But these are little pictures of Christ that I found. I think I got them from like Siegel Book and Tape or Deseret Book. And I just Mod Podge them on there. And on the back has a scripture. Some are from the Book of Mormon and some are from the Bible. I've mentioned before, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We study from both the Book of Mormon and the Bible. They're both very important to us. And so it's kind of a mix of scriptures on here. So this one says, watch a Christmas movie. But then some of them are like, do a service for somebody. We give treats to our neighbors. That's a really important activity for me. I love to bake and just make everything. Make tons of baked goods. But I want to be able to give them away to people and not eat them myself. I don't really love sweets that much, but I love to make them a lot. And so that's something my kids look forward to. They don't help too much with the actual baking because I like to be very careful, especially this year when I'm making stuff for other people, but they help pass them out. My husband takes it to our neighbors and they have a little message, a little Christ-centered message on it, and we go and do that every single year. And it is one of my favorite things during Christmas and a tradition I hope to establish. So that's something that goes on our calendar. So we just put them on here every day. And again, it's like this countdown, but it's also focusing on Christ. And by the time we're done, the whole thing is full of pictures of Christ. And it just hangs on our wall next to our Christmas tree. Again, just trying to make sure my kids understand the meaning of Christmas is Christ. It's not about getting as many presents as you possibly can. So that's the first advent calendar, sorry that was kind of loud, that I like a lot. The second one I just got last year, and I unboxed this last year in a video, but this is the 25 Days of Christ, and this is a really fun one that I really enjoyed last year, and they're ornaments. So I'll pull a few of them out so you can see them, but they have like the loaves and the fishes right here. So that's what this is, and it's a little ornament. So what I did last year is I have a little tree, just one of those teeny ones that can sit on your counter, or you could sit it in your homeschool like room or space if you have that. And then every day you read a scripture or a scripture story, and you hang up the ornament that goes with it. So there's a present as well. Some of these are hard to see. And then there's like the wise men. So by the time that you're done, and you get to Christmas, you have this little tree full of all these ornaments that represent something about Christ. And this, you can also get the book to go with it if you want. This one has the New Testament and the Book of Mormon. They also have one that is just New Testament, I believe. I haven't looked at their stuff this year, so hopefully they're not all sold out, but if they are, hopefully it's something you could think about for next year if you want to do it. But this book goes through every single day, and it has the stories, so fishers of men. It's gonna talk about feeding the 5,000, so again, the loaves and the fishes. So there's just a lot of great stories in here, and I don't really have to prep anything. It's just pull out the ornament for that day and then read a little story about it, and then it's already done. And my kids just take turns. We just kind of rotate through all of them, and they take turns putting the ornaments on the tree. So that's another fun one that I really like. And then I just wanted to mention a couple books that are some of the ones I really love with Christ-centered Christmas, and you could do this with like a nativity or something. And these are the books by Emily Bell Freeman. She has a YouTube channel. It's called Don't Miss This, so I'll link that down below. And sometimes they show this stuff on that channel as well, because they have books like this for Easter. This is kind of the more like adult version of it. So a Christ-centered Christmas, so it has, a lot more words and things like that. But it's still very easy, like chapter book to read. And then this one has pictures in it. So this is like the kid version that you could read and talk to them about. So this goes through some of the people involved in that Christmas story. So like Mary and Joseph and different stories like that. And it usually gives you an activity that you could do. I feel like this one is like the week before Christmas, or it encompasses about a week, because I think it's like 7 people. And so you can go through and do something that relates to those people, and it gives you some sort of activity you can do, some scriptures to read and things like that. So I think this is also just a fun, pretty simple way to make sure Christ is in your Christmas. So I'll make sure that these get linked down below. Okay, since we're already kind of on the topic of books, I'm just gonna show you a few books. I'm not gonna show you all our Christmas books. We don't have a ton, I guess. We do have a few more than the ones I'm gonna show you, because every year my husband gets us a Christmas book. It's a tradition he started in our first year of marriage. So we just add it to our Christmas box that goes next to our tree, and my kids love to sit there and just read the books. It's the only time of year they come out, and they get really excited about it. The books I'm going to show you are ones I use when I'm reading to them for homeschool. So let me grab them, they're right over here. I just have them in one of these little bins. It's kind of heavy, but this is the bins just from Amazon. They're just those paper, like cardboard type bins. And these are just books I've kind of collected over the last few years, and from reading a lot of people's reviews and things like that. Most of them have some sort of element of Christ in them. I didn't want just the normal everyday frivolous Christmas books, if that makes sense. I wanted them to have sort of a purpose. So this is the Nicholas story, The Boy with a Wish. And so this one is a fun one. One of the ones my kids really love and think it's real, but it's not, is Little Star. And this is really cute, and but it's not real. So don't think that one's real. Let me see. I like that. I can't remember if it's We Believe or I Believe or something. It's the I Believe in Santa. Is that the one with the 3 trees? I don't know if I have it in here. It might be in our bin that goes by the Christmas tree, but that one's another one that I really love. So I'll try to link a few that I really love. That one almost always makes me cry when I read it to my kids. But The Legend of the Candy Cane is another really, really fun one to read. So there's just several of them in here. The Broken Ornament, it's a pretty book too, is in here. And these are just some of the books we read as we go through December and have a fun time being together and spending time together. I feel like that's one of the most important things, is to make sure we're spending time together as a family and focusing on Christ. So I'll make sure I link some of the books that I like below, and please share any that you love, that, you know, especially Christ-centered books. I am always looking for more like Christ-centered books, and I really love those, or about the nativity story in some way. So please link your favorite Christmas books below. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to mention is just how we're gonna be doing our math and reading during Christmas. I do it different kind of every year. It just depends on what we're doing in my mood and all that kind of stuff. But this year I feel like I just wanted December just to be kind of relaxed and chill. And so instead of doing our normal, like every single day, switching out math and reading and all that kind of stuff, our normal curriculum, I just printed out some December packets from the Moffat girls, and I'll link those down below. And she has them on Teachers Pay Teachers, so it's something you just go in and you download, and you can print out as many pages as you want, or if you don't want them all, you don't have to. So that's what these are. I think this is for kindergarten, and then I have one, I don't remember which one. Oh, this is 2nd grade, and this is 3rd grade. I don't have anything for my preschooler. So, well, I do have something. I'll show it in a minute when we get to some of the other curriculum things. So these have a mixture of math and reading. So her no prep packets, she has them for every single month. They have a mixture of math and reading in them. And so that's what you're seeing, some of the reading here, but let me see if I can find a math page to show you. So there's a math page here. So something I like about this is it's already done. I don't really have to do anything, but it's also, you know, it has that fun like Christmas vibe to it. So it's something I'll probably just give them a sheet of reading and a sheet of math every single day, or, you know, a few days. We only really do school 3 days a week, and then Friday we cook and make crafts and have fun. Game school that day. So I'll probably just give them a sheet, you know, a few times a week, and just kind of keep them up on stuff, so it's not a total month off of school, but it's still some fun things. It's different than the normal book work, you know, so then they can come back in January and be excited for their new work. So hopefully that's kind of the goal with that. So these are the different packets that I have for them. And let me show you real quick if I can find it. The thing I'm thinking about using for my toddler, it's right here. I have all the things on the floor right now. So this is something, I don't know where I got it from. Let me just mention, first of all, if I have a link for these things, I'll make sure it's in my blog post below, and everything that I have, I'll put there. Some of the things you will have to pay for on Teachers Pay Teachers. That's where a lot of these packets are from, that I will be showing you, that I have shown you, and that I will show you. But then some of the things have just been free downloads I've gotten from websites from putting my email. So if I can't find the original source for you to go and look at it from the website, I'll just put the PDF down below, and hopefully that'll be okay. So these are just cute Christmas trees. I haven't had a chance to cut them out and laminate them. That's my plan, because then they'll last a little bit longer and we can use them into the new year, because who doesn't want Christmas all year round? So it has all the uppercase letters, and then it has lowercase ones too. They're upside down. So there's our lowercase ones. And so she hasn't been going to preschool. She's not even 4 yet. I usually have my kids go to preschool just because then it gives me a break and lets me focus on my older kids. But the preschool that her brother that's just older than her went to isn't having preschool right now because of everything going on. And so I just am not been worrying about it. But this one, so I wanted to kind of introduce her letters and just have her be familiar with them and with their sounds a little bit. And it gives her something to do. And then if she wants to, if she gets good enough at them, I don't know if she will, then she could mark on here, or you could use a dot marker and they could just dot the one that they find in here. So these, you could bury them like in a bin, a sensory type bin. That would be a lot of fun, with a bunch of different Christmas like pom-poms and erasers and things like that. And then they'd have to find them, or they could pick them out with some of those big tweezers. And then she can fill it in here, or, you know, she can just set it out, you know, and just, you could be going through it with her, or him, you know, mine's a her. But if you have a son that you're doing it with, that's fine too. But you can pick them out and tell her what it is, and then have her repeat it back, or have her say the sound or things like that. Or she could fill it in on this, and that would be a lot of fun as well. So that's kind of what I have so far for her. Maybe something with numbers as well. We'll see if we get to it. So that's like our main homeschool curriculum that we're kind of gonna be doing, but it's gonna be different than what we're doing right now. So the next thing I wanted to mention is Christmas around the world. The last several years, I've really enjoyed learning how other places celebrate Christmas. And so that's something that we focus on at this time of year. As we go into homeschool, it's something I like to focus on. This year, I'm hoping to focus on it a little bit more with simplifying our homeschool curriculum that I just showed you, that we could spend a little bit more time on Christmas around the world. So let me show you a few things. Most of these are from Teachers Pay Teachers, so I'll try to link them down below. But one of them is these little packets, and I have some that are put together from last year. If we don't go through all the stuff that I have planned, I just save it in a folder. So these ones still need cut out. Haven't gotten there yet. I'm gonna work on it. But this is kind of what they would look like once they're cut out. So this one is for Canada. You know, it has a flag there, and I'll hang up this banner that's right here. And it's really fun for my kids. So this comes with one of these bundles comes with this like bunting. And so you can color it yourself. I think there's one that you can color yourself, or you can print it out already colored. I do love to color, but I'm very meticulous about it, so it takes forever. So I'll hang this up like in front of our window that I'm like sitting in front of right now. And so then they can look at it and see what color the flag needs to be. And then they have several different options for these. Some of them come with a picture here that's already colored. Some of them come with a picture that's not colored. And then these ones, I don't think this is for the same country, this is for England, but these ones come with these boxes you can color and then cut out and figure out where they're supposed to go in here. So those are the ones I chose to do. I just think it's a little bit more fun and engaging for my kids. And I have a lot of these, as you can see right here. There's a lot of paper, but I do have 4 kids, and my 4-year-old wants to participate as well. So I printed out a whole bunch of these that I need to go through and staple and just have kind of ready for them. And then we'll see what we get through, because I don't know if we'll get through all these, but again, I can just save them for next year. Their paper lasts a really long time, so it's good. It's good storage. So the next thing I wanted to show you are these papers right here. And these come with either the packet I showed you or one other one. I think I pull from mainly like 2 from Teachers Pay Teachers. And so some of them look like this. This is like more of a paragraph form, or they have this format in another packet that has some books that might be good to read and gives you some different activities and maybe even a food that you could do. And so I'll make sure to link both of those packets down below. So sometimes if they just have the one, we'll just read from the one. If they have both, we might pick and choose from both what we want to talk about or what we want to read. I just like having multiple options of things, and it gives me different ideas for the same country. So I have those that I really like. And then something I'm going to do this year, I haven't done this before, is have my kids decorate a bag with the different countries we travel to. So I got some of these bags off of Amazon. I think we're gonna cut off the top and put our own handles on it so it's not so tall. But then they can color this page. Again, this is included in one of those packets. And then they have these little like passport stamps basically that they can color for every country we go to. And so they can put that on the front of their bag. And then any activities and crafts we do, they can put in here. So by the time we're done, they'll have this kind of like memoir. No, it's not a memoir, but this journal basically of everything that we have done, and it'll just be a lot of fun for them. And then a couple of other activities that come from some of these packets I thought were a lot of fun. We'll see if we get to them or not. But this one, there's a little picture. So it has the world they can color and then flags behind it. So basically you color the globe here. You can put it on a big piece of construction paper. And then as you talk about the countries, you can color their flag and slide it behind. So So then when you're all done, you have this world with all the places that you traveled. So that one seemed like a lot of fun to me. And then this one I think is really, really cool. This tree. And so you can print out, I think it had an option to print out a big tree or a little tree, but the big tree just was better. So we'll probably end up putting it on a large piece of construction paper. And then they can decorate it however they want. So you can see how this is decorated. You can just pull out all the different craft supplies and let them go to town on it. And then, oh, here's a bigger version. And so then you can see you have all the little balls that have the different flags on them, so they can color them and then decorate their tree with those. So I thought those looked like a lot of fun as well. So those are some of the things we're gonna do to celebrate around Christmas around the world. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to just learn more about how other people celebrate Christmas. And something new with this curriculum that I didn't do last year is I actually bought some books that specifically talk about Christmas celebrations around the world. So I'm just gonna hold up a few of them. Again, I'll link the ones I have down below, and I just got these, so I don't have honest, like I've used it for years review. I love it so much. But some of them I've already looked at briefly and I feel like I'm gonna enjoy it. One of them is this book. This is Celebrate Christmas Around the World. I know some of the reviews on this book show that, people say information's inaccurate and things like that. Some, a lot of people love them, but there's always the ones that are like, So I'm not vouching for the information being 100% accurate, but I love the idea of it. So this one has a lot of different crafts and activities in it. So this I think is for England, but then you can make a box for it. It has that craft for a box, but then it also has recipes in here. So it just has a lot of really cool stuff. From me flipping through it, you can make an ornament. It has stuff for that. It has United States and Canada they're gonna talk about right here. So it just has a lot of really, really cool things that I thought would be fun. Another one that I thought was cool is Walk the World at Christmas Time. And this is a Rip the Flap book. I just can't call them anything else than that. That's the first thing that comes in my head is Rip the Flap book, because that's what happens to the flaps. They all get ripped. And so it's really hard to see them, but there's a whole bunch of them on here. And then they'll say something about where you're traveling to. So I just thought this one looked really cool and a lot of fun. And the last one I want to mention is this A World of Cookies for Santa. So they travel different places across the world. So we have Germany down here. And then in the back of this book, it has recipes for the different cookies. So if you wanted to make some of the different cookies, it has a whole bunch of recipes back here. Sorry, the glare is like awesome. So then you could make some of those recipes if you wanted to and just have your kids try some food from different places around the world. So I just think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's so wonderful and great to learn about other cultures, to understand how they live and how they like to celebrate. And so I just want my kids to be able to experience that as well. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to mention is just crafts real quick. And I just have them in a bin right here. But most of these are from Michael's. And so I feel like if all else fails and you just need something to do, I like to have a little bit of storage of Michael's crafts, because then I can just pull them out and let my kids do them. So these are ones left over from last year. It's really great to, sometimes they have stuff on sale before Christmas, and sometimes you can go get a whole bunch of stuff really discounted after. And so then I just stocked up, but I have these cute like little penguin, I think they're supposed to be a penguin, crafts here. And then this is one we did last year. I'll have to see if they have more of these this year, but it was just a fun like little nativity scene. And so if they have more, I might get some more of these. These are slightly difficult sometimes to put together, these types of scenes. The foam doesn't always fit together perfectly, but it's still a lot of fun, and I feel like it's a great like teaching opportunity. Something else I always love to have is just a bunch of fun stickers for that time of year. I'm losing the bin. It's falling on the floor. So these ones are hard to see. They're like all backwards. They all want to be backwards. So there's like a snowman. And then this is a piece of candy right there. So we have some snowflakes in here. I think some of these candies are glittery, but I can't find any right now. But there's pink. So these are fun if we're just having a day where I'm just done and just need something for them to do. I'll pull these out and they can do them. So those are just a few of the crafts. I like to just look through Michael's or even Hobby Lobby and just see what they have. And then I can just have stuff for a day that I don't want to do anything, I just need something simple and quick, I can pull something out and just have something for my kids to do. So that's our Christmas curriculum for this year. I'm really excited about it. I'm just excited to spend this time of year focusing on Christ, reading to my kids, and studying Christmas around the world. That's really the things that are the most important to me. And I just hope that they can really enjoy this time of year and feel that wonderful spirit of Christmas. So I'd love for you to comment below and tell me ways that you love to celebrate Christmas, maybe traditions you have, curriculum that you just love using, or nativities or advents you love using, because I love to hear from you and love to hear what you love doing with your family this time of year. So if you enjoy seeing these types of videos, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.